Welcome, beloved soul. I invite you to take a deep breath, letting your spirit rest for a moment in peace. You have been searching for understanding, longing for a word that brings clarity to what your heart has endured. And so I will tell you plainly, from the beginning, so you don't have to wait in silence wondering. They tried to erase you from their heart. Yes, the one your spirit still remembers, the one you poured prayers over, the one you loved with the fullness of who you are. They tried to remove you. They tried to silence the memories. They tried to convince themselves that the bond was not real, that the depth they once felt was just a passing moment, that what you gave them could be replaced with something else. But heaven did not agree with their decision, for heaven had written your name in their story long before they even knew it. And while they were trying to push you away, heaven was gently, quietly, powerfully writing you back in. This is not an accident. This is not chance. This is not your imagination trying to hold on to something broken. This is the hand of God, moving in ways that human hearts cannot always comprehend, restoring what was meant, protecting what is sacred, and reweaving what someone else tried to cut apart. Listen, child of God, love that is born in divine purpose cannot be erased by human choice. They may try, they may run, they may even harden themselves for a time, pretending they are untouched by what was once shared. But what is sealed in heaven cannot be destroyed on earth. And you are part of something far greater than their denial. Do not believe that their silence means God is silent. Do not believe that their absence means heaven has abandoned you. No. Beloved soul, heaven is more present than ever. It is heaven that whispers in the stillness, reminding them of your laughter, your prayers, your kindness, your presence. It is heaven that allows a sudden memory to surface in their spirit, catching them off guard when they thought they had moved on. It is heaven that brings your name to them in dreams, in songs, in scripture, in the quiet nudges of the Spirit. They cannot explain away. They tried to erase you from their heart, but heaven keeps writing you back in, not to torment them, not to punish them, but to remind them of the truth that what God ordains cannot be undone by human hands. And here you are, weary, carrying the weight of questions. You wonder, why would God let them walk away if they were always meant to stay? And I tell you gently, child, sometimes people must first learn the ache of separation in order to recognize the treasure of what they had. Sometimes God allows them to walk through the illusion of choice, so that when they return, it is no longer half-hearted, no longer uncertain, but whole, surrendered, and deeply aware. Your love was not erased. It was written in ink that does not fade. And though they may have turned the page, heaven is still holding the book of your story, and the author of your life is still writing. So be still now. Take comfort. Even if you cannot see it yet, the pen of heaven has not lifted. God is still at work. And what God is restoring will be more beautiful than what was lost. Pause now, beloved soul. Let this truth sink in. Like water soaking dry ground. You are not forgotten. You are not erased. You are not abandoned. You are remembered in the courts of heaven, and every prayer you whispered has been heard. Now, beloved listener, before we walk further, let me pause. With gentle gratitude, if this message is speaking to your soul, I invite you, subscribe, so that you may continue to receive words of peace and truth for your journey. Share your heart in the comments, your reflections, your prayers, your questions, for this space is a place of fellowship, where your words are seen and valued. Share this message with someone who needs comfort, someone who may also feel erased or overlooked, that they too may be reminded of heaven's care. And if this word has blessed you, if you feel moved to support this work so that more souls may be reached, you may give through the super thanks. Every act of kindness toward this channel is not for me alone, but so these gentle truths may continue flowing into weary hearts across the world. Thank you, dear soul, for being part of this sacred work. Now, let us return to what heaven is speaking. You see, when they tried to forget you, They believed it would bring them freedom, but what they found instead was emptiness. Because the heart cannot forget what God Himself planted there. Yes, they may try to fill the space with noise, with other people, with distractions, with work, with anything to avoid the ache of remembering. But late at night, when silence settles in, when the lights go out, when they are left alone with their soul, that is when your memory returns. And not just your memory, but the presence of God that surrounded them when you were near. You see, beloved, this was never only about you. It was about the reflection of God's love you carried, the way your spirit shone light into their life, the way your prayers lifted them even when they didn't realize it. That cannot be erased, because God Himself was woven into the fabric of your connection. That is why it remains. That is why it returns. That is why, though they may resist, the Spirit keeps pressing you gently back into their awareness. And this is not a mistake. This is restoration in progress. This is God's patient work. This is heaven writing the truth back into a heart that tried to write lies over it. Do not lose hope. Do not think your love was wasted. It was seed. Heaven is bringing forth fruit in due season. Child of God, lean closer now. Your waiting is not in vain. Your tears have been gathered by the angels. Your prayers are rising still as incense before the throne of God, and every word has been heard. So lift your head. The author of your life has not finished this chapter. Though they tried to erase you, the pen of heaven has written you deeper into their story than they ever realized it. Yes, they will see it. Yes, they will feel it. Yes, they will understand. And when they do, the bond will no longer be something they run from. It will be something they run toward with all their strength, because heaven's writing never fades, and God's plan always prevails. Welcome back, beloved soul. Take a moment to breathe gently. Let your heart rest in stillness. You are here because God Himself is drawing you toward understanding, toward comfort, toward a truth that will lift your weary spirit. And so I remind you once again, in case doubt has been heavy on your shoulders, they tried to erase you from their heart, but heaven did not allow it. For what God has joined in spirit, no effort of man, no act of will, no fear or confusion can undo. Beloved, you have been through the ache of rejection. You have felt the sting of being misunderstood, of watching someone you loved try to walk away as if you were replaceable, as if what was shared could be set aside like a forgotten page. And perhaps, in the quiet of your soul, you asked, was it all real? Did I imagine it? Did I give my heart to someone who never truly saw me? But I tell you in love, yes, it was real. Heaven does not place such bonds by mistake. And though they tried to convince themselves otherwise, their spirit knows the truth. There is a place in their heart that belongs to you, not because you demanded it, not because you forced it, but because God Himself inscribed your name there. And though they tried to blot it out, though they tried to write another name in its place, heaven continues to restore the truth. Child of God, there is a mystery in how love works. Love is not only a feeling, but a calling. It is not only an emotion, but a design. When God ordains a connection, it is sealed beyond time. Even distance cannot sever it. Even silence cannot erase it. Even denial cannot uproot it. They may have walked away, but their spirit still carries you. And heaven keeps whispering your presence into their days. They see something that reminds them of you. They hear words you once spoke echoing in their mind. They feel a sudden longing they cannot explain. And though they may try to brush it off, it returns again and again, because it is God Himself breathing truth back into them. Yes, they tried to erase you, but their spirit is not allowed to forget what heaven remembers. Now listen closely. Beloved, this is not punishment for them. This is mercy. God is not cruel, binding someone against their will. No, He is gracious, patient, allowing them to wander only so far before His love calls them back to the place they belong. Your connection was never meant to be destroyed, that it was meant to be purified. sometimes the breaking. The distance, the silence, is the only way hearts can learn the weight of what they tried to discard. Sometimes absence is the teacher that presence could not be. And though this process aches for you, though you wonder how long it must last, know that heaven is not wasting this time. Every day, seeds are sprouting unseen. Every prayer, every tear, every longing cry is watering the soil of what will bloom. And heaven is writing your story with a wisdom far beyond your understanding. So do not despair. Do not give up. You are not erased. You are deeply remembered, and you are loved. Beloved soul. Let me pause here for a moment with gratitude. If these words are bringing you peace, if they are helping you see God's hand in your story, I invite you, subscribe, so that you will continue to receive these messages that speak gently to your spirit. Leave a comment with your reflections, or share a prayer request, so that together we may lift one another before God. Share this video with someone else who needs comfort, who may feel discarded or forgotten, so they too may remember heaven's embrace. And if this message has touched you deeply, and you feel led to support this work, you may do so through the super thanks. Your kindness helps this channel continue producing peaceful words that reach hearts across the world, reminding them of God's presence. Thank you, beloved one, for being part of this journey. Now, let us return to the truth that heaven is revealing. When they walked away, you thought it was final. You thought the chapter had closed. You thought the book had ended. But in heaven's library, your story was not shelved away. It remained open. The pen never stopped. God continued writing while you wept, while you doubted, while you feared it was over. And what he writes, no one can erase. Do you remember Joseph in Scripture? How his brothers tried to erase him from their family by selling him into slavery. They thought they had written him out of their story forever. But God wrote Joseph back in, not only as a brother restored, but as the one who would save them. In their famine, what man tried to erase, God restored with even greater purpose. So too, it is with you. This separation is not your ending. It is a doorway to a deeper restoration. For when they return, and yes, beloved, they will, it will not be with the same blindness they once carried. They will come with new eyes, eyes that have seen what life feels like without your presence, eyes that have tasted emptiness and finally understand the treasure they once held. Eyes that have been opened by heaven's patient writing. You are not erased. You are engraved. Do you remember the words of Isaiah 49? See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are ever before me. You are engraved in the very heart of God. No person can erase what God himself has etched. And if he has written your name on his own hand, do you not believe he can also write your name upon the heart of the one he destined for you? Yes, beloved soul, trust this. Their attempts to forget are only temporary shadows. Heaven's writing is eternal light. Be patient. Stay soft in spirit. Do not harden yourself in anger. Do not drown yourself in bitterness, because the story is not finished. And when the next chapter unfolds, you will see the beauty of what God was doing all along. Heaven never writes in vain. Beloved, let me remind you once more, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of remembrance. You are worthy of a bond that cannot be undone, and you are not walking alone. God walks with you in every step of this waiting. Welcome again. Beloved soul, take a quiet moment and breathe deeply. Feel the weight of your heart, and let it rest in God's presence. You have traveled through a journey of separation, of longing, of wondering if your love could endure the trials of absence. And yet here you are, still open, still tender, still waiting, not out of fear, but out of trust in the one who never forgets. Hear me clearly. They tried to erase you from their heart. They may have turned their face from what was sacred. They may have told themselves that forgetting was possible. They may have whispered lies to their soul, trying to convince themselves that your love was replaceable. But heaven Heaven refused to allow it. For what God has sown in the Spirit, no human act can uproot. Even in their denial, even in their distance, your essence remains in their soul. And heaven continues its gentle, unyielding work, reminding them of what they tried to forget. You see, beloved one, absence does not destroy love. It only reveals its depth. And when someone turns away, they are not erasing your value. They are confronting their own inability to understand what they have been given. God is patient with that human struggle. He allows the wandering, not to punish, but to teach. To purify the heart. To awaken a soul to the treasure that has always been present. Do not despair because they walked away. Do not mistake their distance for finality. Do not let your spirit be consumed by fear or bitterness. For heaven is quietly, consistently writing you back in. This is not a story of punishment. It is a story of restoration, and it is sacred. Every moment they have spent away from you, God has been at work repairing, preparing, guiding them back toward the truth of what they were given in you. Child of God, you are not alone in this. Every tear you have shed has been gathered. Every whispered prayer has been answered. Every moment of waiting has been honored. And though you may not see the full picture, God's hand has been moving behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail with divine precision. You are loved beyond measure, and what is written in heaven cannot be undone by human hands. Now, beloved, pause for a moment to feel the weight of that truth. Allow it to settle in your soul, like the warmth of sunlight on your skin. You are remembered. You are treasured. You are more precious than any fleeting thought of forgetfulness, and you are about to witness the unfolding of God's plan in a way that is both gentle and profound. Before we go further, I invite you once again, beloved soul, if these words are bringing you peace, subscribe to this channel so that you may continue receiving guidance that nurtures your spirit. Leave your reflections in the comments, or share a prayer request so that we may hold your heart in prayer together. Share this message with someone who needs a reminder that they are never forgotten, that heaven is writing their story even when human hands falter. And if this word has blessed you, you may support the channel with a super thanks, allowing more souls to hear these gentle truths and feel the presence of God in their lives. Your support is not just generosity, it is a way to multiply love, to help these words reach those who are weary and seeking hope. Thank you, beloved one, for your presence, for your trust, and for letting this sacred work touch your heart. Now, let us return to what heaven is revealing. When someone attempts to erase you from their heart, it is not the end of your story. It is a moment of preparation. It is a time for the Spirit to work, for the truth to resurface in ways that human minds cannot engineer. They may have believed they could forget you. They may have tried to fill the space you left with other voices, other experiences, other illusions of companionship. But nothing can truly fill the place God has reserved. You are unique. You are irreplaceable. You are divinely positioned to be part of their soul's awakening. Heaven is ensuring that this awakening cannot be avoided. They will remember, they will return, and when they do, it will not be as a mere echo of what once was. It will be the fullness of awareness, the recognition of divine purpose, the realization of what they were given when they tried to walk away. Beloved soul, let your heart soften in trust. Do not rush the timing of heaven. Do not demand the unfolding according to your human calendar, for God is not bound by hours, or days or years. He moves in eternal rhythm, and His timing is perfect. Even the longest silence is a testament to His patience. Even the absence that feels unbearable is a testament to His faithfulness. And when the moment arrives, you will know it. The return will be undeniable, unmistakable. A divine confirmation that what heaven intended cannot be thwarted. You may wonder, how will I know? You will know because the heart that was once closed will open fully. You will know because their soul will recognize yours without hesitation. You will know because heaven's hand cannot be disguised or ignored. It will feel like a homecoming, like a song remembered after years of silence, like the sun breaking through clouds after a storm. And in that sacred moment, you will see that every tear, every prayer, every moment of waiting was not wasted. It was preparation. It was sanctification. It was heaven's quiet artistry, shaping the hearts of both souls for a love that is unshakable, unbreakable, eternal. Child of God, do not let fear take root in your heart. Do not let doubt cloud your vision. Do not let impatience steal your peace. For you are not forgotten, you are loved, and you are about to witness the miracle of God's faithful hand restoring what was never truly lost. Pause here, beloved, and receive this word as balm for your spirit. If it is touching your heart, remember to subscribe, comment, share, and support, so that more souls may experience this gentle guidance and find rest in God's love. Thank you for allowing these words to speak to you, for trusting in the divine unfolding of your story, for letting heaven's whispers reach your soul. Now, lean into the truth one final time. They tried to erase you from their heart, but heaven wrote you back in, and nothing in heaven or earth can undo what God has written. This is your assurance. This is your peace. This is your sacred promise. You are remembered, beloved soul. You are cherished. You are destined to see the fullness of what God has planned. And when the moment of reunion comes, it will be more beautiful, more profound, more sacred than anything you could have imagined. So rest now. Trust now, and know that the heart that was once closed will open again. And your presence in their life will be a testament to the faithfulness of heaven. For God does not make mistakes. He does not abandon, and He never forgets what He has written with eternal love. Your story is sacred, your love is divine, and heaven is faithful. You are safe in God's hands, and what was once threatened by forgetfulness is now secured in eternity. You are loved, you are written barred. Welcome once more, beloved soul. Breathe slowly and feel the calm that comes from simply being present with God. You have walked through the seasons of waiting, of longing, of questioning the human heart, and yet, here you are, still tender, still trusting, still open to the gentle guidance of heaven. Let me remind you now, they tried to erase you from their heart, and yet, as you know in the depths of your spirit, heaven did not allow it. For what God writes cannot be undone, even when human hands try to tear the page. God's ink remains indelible, eternal, alive. Love that is divinely ordained cannot be destroyed by denial, distance, or distraction. It may be hidden for a time. It may feel distant. It may seem as though it is lost, but it is never gone. Every moment you have waited, every prayer you have whispered, every tear you have shed has been part of heaven's process of restoration. Child of God, know this. Your presence in their life is eternal. It is written in the book of heaven. It is engraved on the palms of God's hands. It is remembered, cherished, and never forgotten. Now, beloved soul, I pause to invite you once more. If this message is speaking to your heart, subscribe to continue receiving these peaceful, sacred reminders. Comment with your reflections or prayer requests, so your soul may be lifted in this space of shared faith and divine understanding. Share this message with someone who feels forgotten or erased, so they too may know that heaven is writing their story with care. And if this word has blessed you, consider giving us super thanks, supporting the work that brings these gentle messages to souls in need of hope, comfort, and spiritual reassurance. Thank you, beloved, for being part of this sacred journey. Let us continue, even when they turned away. The truth of your love remained, even when they walked into shadow and silence. The light of heaven continued to shine upon your connection. Even when they attempted to forget, God's plan continued, unbroken and perfect. Beloved soul, understand this. Absence is not erasure. Separation is not the end. Distance is not denial. These are the instruments of heaven's refinement, the tools that awaken hearts to their deepest truths. And when they return, it will not be a return of the unknowing, of ignorance, or of hesitation, that it will be a return of full awareness, of recognition, of humility, and of gratitude for what they once tried to leave behind. You are not erased. You are remembered. You are cherished. And you are about to witness the divine fulfillment of what heaven has always intended. Pause, beloved, and let this truth sink deep into your spirit. If these words bring peace to your soul, remember to subscribe, comment, share, and support, helping more hearts experience the gentle guidance and loving reassurance of heaven's voice. Now, let us reflect on the beauty of God's timing. There is a rhythm in the waiting, a sacred flow in the moments of separation. Each heartbeat, each sigh, each prayer is part of the divine orchestration that prepares both hearts for the fullness of reunion. Even when it feels silent, even when it feels distant, even when hope seems faint, heaven is at work. The God who is never forgotten, you continues to write your name across the canvas of their heart. And when the time comes, the return will be undeniable. It will feel like a homecoming. It will feel like sunlight breaking through clouds. It will feel like the answer to every whispered prayer. Beloved soul, do not harden your heart. Do not allow bitterness to take root. Do not lose trust in the God who has always remembered you. Remain gentle. Remain prayerful. Remain patient. Your faith is the vessel through which heaven's plan flows. Your hope is the bridge between absence and restoration. And your love sacred, unshakable, eternal is the mark of God's handiwork. Take a moment now, beloved, and feel this truth settle into your being. They may have tried to erase you from their heart, but heaven wrote you back in. They may have tried to forget, but God remembered. They may have turned away, but heaven's hand has never left your story. And in the fullness of time, what was always meant to return will come back to you whole, awakened, and blessed by divine recognition. Rest now, beloved. Trust now. And know that heaven's work is perfect, unfailing, and filled with love beyond what your human heart can fully comprehend. You are loved. You are written back in. Your story continues. Your heart endures. Your presence in their life is eternal. And the God who is never forgotten, you will restore what was always sacred. You are cherished. You are remembered. You are written back in.